Um, Good morning to all my brothers and sisters out there. I really want to talk to you about something that is imperative to me, and I hope it should be important to you. We talk about economic inequality, and people don't realize it has a lot to do with the crime rate in the United States. When wealth and resources are unevenly distributed, individuals and disadvantaged communities may face an increase pressure and few laws of opportunity to improve their circumstances. And people do not want to admit that minority peoples are treated unequal. It's been doing it for years. Now, let me give you some examples. We talk about limited access to resources. Think about this, how inequality plays a big part. The basic necessities like food, housing, education, and healthcare are often out of the reach of those who live in these poor communities, and leading some to resort to theft and other illegal means. When you're living in a poor neighborhood, you can believe theft and crime will increase. Another thing that we need to look at is the desperation and survival oriented crimes. Do you know what that means? Well, let me tell you what it means. Economic hardship can create an environment where people feel that have no other choice but to engage in criminal activity to provide for themselves and their family. When you're living in a poor neighborhood, you must understand a lot of things happen because the way the system is set up. And that's one of the things that we need to educate and train our kids how to become productive citizens. But if you look at the way society is going now, we is going way back into the 1800s. The Trump administration is trying to destroy all races except white. That's all they feel need to be in this world. It's all white. But I want to share you something else that I want to share with you. The social frustrations and violence in your neighborhood, a feeling of economic injustice. This is how people feel in the neighborhood, where some individuals see vast wealth while they struggle. You understand? And that can lead to resentment, which may increase violent crimes and criminal unrest. You see how the cards are stacked against minority people is because the way the system is set up. I need you to understand that we are playing against a stacked deck of cards, if you know what I mean. Let's talk about lack of economic mobility. When entire communities are stuck in poverty due to systematic barrier like limited jobs opportunity or discrimination, crime can become a means of navigating a different reality. When you put people in a neighborhood where there's nothing but alcohol, drugs, and limited resource, discrimination, the crime rate's automatically going to increase. People, I'm not saying this because of your race. White people, please look at what we have been going through it for years. And this new administration is trying to wipe us off the map. So you understand how we as a race should feel about this new administration. Let's talk about this influence of organized crime. Are we going to talk about that or should we talk about that? In area where legitimate employment opportunities are scarce, criminal organizations often step in, often financial incentive through illicit activity. All kind of stuff take place in these type of neighborhoods. We have limited resources, and you must understand, and I'm gonna get into this later because I really don't want to become emotional. And when you talk about addressing these issues, require policies that expand economic opportunity, improve education, increase wedges, and invest in social programs to support the disadvantaged community. I don't know if you understand what that means. What I stand when I say this, we have a stacked deck of cards. Inequality. Systematic inequality has deepened history root, shaped by policies and practice that have disadvantaged certain groups over time. We're talking about minority group. And we're going to get into where the origin started at. This is how the system is set up. Here are some type of historical past event that you need to be aware of. Colonialism and slavery. And many, you don't understand is many societies was built on systems that explore certain population, creating long-lasting economic and social disparity. That came from slavery. These white men inflicted so much pain on these black men. They burned down, they killed their family. They treated him like they was like a dog. And they still doing it today. Not all white peoples are racist, but we have some racist people lives all around us. They can care less. If it's only one race, white power, that's the only race that they see. Now let's keep it real. White peoples, if we did the same thing to you, how would you feel? We didn't do anything to you. You treated us bad. You still treating us bad. But America was built around slavery. Now you need to don't forget that. So why would you want to erase our history off the map like we never exist? Segregation and discrimination laws. You understand what that means? Segregation and discrimination laws. Policies like the Jim Crow law in the United States and apartheid in South Africa, they legally enforce racial discrimination, limiting access to education, employment, and housing. This is how they want to keep minority people dumb, by giving them limited access to education. If they can keep them away from reading, going to college, just keeping them working in the field under the Jim Crow law. South Africa, America, do you see what's going on? You talking about getting rid of all of the immigrants. Why is it only on one side? Why it's always got to be the minority is doing all the damage when you are creating all of the problem? Now, let me talk about this. An unequal education access. We have our education system is very poor. It is always white history. We never want to bring black history until I was school kids. We have limited access to education. All these big universities get money because they're predominantly white. Historical. Marginalizing community have had fewer education opportunities, and it also affects education mobility. Labor market discrimination. Let's talk about the labor market discrimination. Hiring biases and wages disparities have persisted over time, limited economic advancement for a certain group of people. Do you understand how the system is set up? They want you, not all, but a lot of the racist white peoples in the United States. They don't care about you. Look how the system is set up. Supreme Court, legislators, chief of police, all those guys work together. So you must understand how the system is set up. The laws are passed. Black people, brown people, do you understand the importance of these, why you don't have limited resources. I mean, you're working at a disadvantage. How can we achieve greatness when we have the system is stacked against us? I don't care who you are. I'm for people. I'm a child of God. I don't know what you think about. Let's talk about this. And I think this is something that I feel. And when you look at certain communities, I want you to please understand this. A variety of historical factors will shape our criminal system. We're talking about limited opportunities, limited access, over policing and racial profiling. This is another thing. When you're dealing with a racist white people, the police chief, the mayor, everyone in that state don't like black people. They let little white boys get out of high school. They put a badge on them. Do you understand how you being treated today? If you don't get your education and understand how the laws work, you're going to be put back further and further in this society. Must understand, charity begins at home. Black people, train your kids, teach them and show them the right way to go. You can make a change in your life when you do a self-evaluation as to what's going on around you. Our system of justice just turned upside down under this Trump administration. We are blind to see what this man is doing to our Constitution. He destroying our race. He put peoples in position of authority to degrade us more. We got some of the most crooked police in the world. The white police officers going to protect the white police officer. The white judges are going to protect the white judges. The legislators, the Supreme Court, these are all the same people that making it hard on you. Can you see it? You got these two. Can you hear it? You have these two. What is the problem? We, as a race, we must stand up for what we believe in and stop falling for anything. These white people that Trump put in position of power, they only going to do what he say. Let's try to make it hard on the black men. All you got to do is stop, beat them up. What can they do about it? Understand, the police officers is all gang members. Not all of them, but most of them. They will not tell on each other, whether it's right or wrong, because they fear that they might lose their job. This is how the system works. And they put a law into every police. Now, these police officers is stopping you. You have not committed no crime. Instead of them de-escalate, they the one that create the problem. And when you say something they don't like, get out the car. Let me see you drive. They put you against the wall. They throw you down. How do you think that we supposed to feel? Every time I turn up, the white police officer throwing these black women all on the ground, putting their knees on top of pregnant women, stopping these black men for no reason at all, racial profiling. Do you understand the world that we live in? And I'm going to say this to every black person, minority people, you better be ready. You better be ready to protect your family, because this new white minority in the United States is real. White supremacy, racism is at its all-time high under this new administration. We got good and bad in every race, religion. Don't assume that all white peoples are bad. It's just those actors acting under the authority of President Trump. They are too afraid to stand up for right. They rather stand up for wrong to protect their position. Minority people, black people, we are working against the tide. You must understand that. Historical and systematic factors is based on the history of segregation, discrimination, the housing policies, and unequal access to resources has a long effect on black communities. The systematic challenges continue to play a role in the economic and social conditions that contribute to crime. Why we don't want to talk about this? My message for the black family, please listen. You better stop killing each other, murdering each other, and doing all these crazy things to each other. This is the way the system is set up. Are you dumb, you stupid, or you want to be smart? The system is set up in the poor neighborhood where the crime rates are increased, where their majority of minority are living in these substandard living, the crime rates increase. The liquor store is all in the neighborhood. The dollar store is all in the neighborhood. This is the way for you to understand that the rich is going to get richer and the poor going to get poor. We better wake up. You better be ready for the worst thing to come, because you must understand. Please look, listen. You see all these ICE agents, these federal agents, and all of these different groups. These were put together by white men that's going to do what they say do. They put hoods on their head, put these things around. They don't want to be faced, be seen. Wow. This is America. You are copywriting what Russia and all of the communist parties are doing. America, if you cannot read this playbook, something is wrong. President Trump is taking lessons and authority undercover under Putin. I believe that. He tell everybody, I'm trying to make these guys come together, but underhand, he's saying one thing and he's doing another. The Ukrainian people, look, only thing I can say, Ukrainian, and under Trump eyes, you just like black people, minority people. You shouldn't exist. That's the way Russia see you. Economic disparity increases crime rate. We can't afford to live in luxurious home and fancy cars because we poor. We're living under a certain amount of income. And I want the American to understand this. If you don't understand nothing else in your life, do you see what the Trump administration is doing? Do you see what he's doing? The poor you are, the more taxes that you're going to pay. The poor you are, the more money you have, the less you're going to pay. You see how this Trump administration is destroying America, how he's turning us against each other, and some of us are still too damn dumb to see what this president is doing to the United States. I care about America. I don't care because of what race, religion, sex, or national origin you are. If you're a child of God, you got a heart. But if you got an evil mind, you are working for the devil. When are we going to stand up to this man? When are we going to not allow him to use a form of intimidation to keep you quiet. He got people can pick you up because he don't like you. Go pick him up. You understand what we have running this country? He can talk about minority, black people that's not of his color. He can talk about them all through the week. But the minute the black person says something back to him, oh, she's racist. It's a shame that you're talking about the president of the United States. You see how the system works? He can talk about everybody, but when you say speak up for the truth, let's have him arrested. Let's put a form of fear on him. Everybody, you look at your playbook, look at how Russian and the oligarchs operate. They'll inflict fear and to keep you silent is what President Trump and his organization is doing to the American. We cannot allow him to change the Constitution of the United States. We must work together, pray together, and stick together, and not allowing this deranged man to continue to inflict fear on the American people. I'm going to say this, and since we were talking about disparity, do you understand me as a minority person can see what is happening in our world? I see both sides. Can you see what the president of the United States is doing? He's destroying all our black history, taking them out of all the federal buildings. They don't exist. Take them out. There was no famous black people. Take them out. Take the books off the shelf. We don't want them to know nothing about what happened in the past. We don't want you to bring these books into school. You bring the books about all the white famous people. We want to keep the black people dumb, stupid, and ignorant. This is what we want to do. We don't want them. We're going to cut all the education, the federal aid that goes into these countries. But we're going to make America great again. America. How can we make America great again when we have a deranged president in that it's all about me, myself, and I? The president do not care about you. He care about money and power. He care about the billionaire. He care about people that has money. He don't care about you, and especially minority people. He can care less if we was wiped off the face of this earth. This is the kind of person that can have run in this country 34 felonies, all kind of charges against him. And he lies about everything. But are we going to put our trust in him, or are we going to put our trust in God? That's the question that I'm going to ask you. If we're living in an uncertain world, what are we going to do about it? What can we do to change? How can we come together, Republicans, and realize this man is nothing but a con artist? He done con you. He done inflict fear on you. You no longer fighting for your state. You fighting for President Trump. You do as I say, not as I do. If you go against me, I'm going to cut your funding out. This is the mindset of a deranged man. You're going to do what I say do. All you people who are put in position of authority, you better do every state, city, wherever it is. We run the Congress. We own the Senate. I got you covered, and I'm the president. Do what you want to do. I got your back. The state have your back because they're Republican. They better do what the president say, and they all better be on the same page. I'm not fighting for my peoples in my state. I can care less. As long as I got position in Congress and your peoples are suffering and starving because you are afraid to speak up. I'm going to say this. All you black minority group, you must get together and stick together and pray together. And you must not vote for someone that is trying to destroy our culture. They trying to erase every good thing that black peoples have done in America. They want to run this country like South Africa. You understand? I'm going to say it right here. I'm not afraid of nobody. If you are a man and if you're not willing to stand up for something that is right, you're not a man. You are a coward. The only person in your life that you should fear is God. Never allow man to inflict fear on you because he feels that he have power. And I'm going to say this. You are not a man if you have never discovered something that you're willing to die for. That's a man. I'm willing to die for my family. I'm willing to die for my race, religion, sex, and ethnicity. As long as that I know I'm right, I'm not going to let no man, and you should not let no man inflict fear on you to let you sway towards the way he wants you to think. Black peoples, you need to understand this. You raise a child in the way you want him or her to go. They will not depart from you. You must raise a child from a baby. You cannot wait to raise a child after a certain age. You don't allow so much damage to occur. So how can you correct all the things that you allow to happen in this kid's life? You must lead as a parent by setting a good example for your kids to follow. If you don't set a good example, the kid's not going to set a good example. Teach them moral and values. I'm not going to blame anything and everything on white people. I'm around white people. I got good people all around me. They know my heart. But I'm not talking about the white right now. I'm talking about you as a parent. Teach those kids respect, how to respect others. Teach them kids hygiene. Teach them how to go to school looking nice, neat. Teach them how to speak. Charity begins at home. Teach them how to write and read at an early age. Teach them about laws and I'm gonna say this, and I'm getting ready to publish again. I put a whole law course on my YouTube channel. Anything you want to know about the law, the Constitution, I took the time. Anything and everything, your kids, I'm gonna repost it very soon. Those kids, if they don't know the laws, they want to keep you dumb. Because once you get in trouble, then you understand what the law is all about. Charity begins at home. We are causing a lot of problems among ourselves as a black race. We are caught. We know that this is an unequal world. We know that the white man is responsible for a lot of stuff that happened in your life, but there are things you can do as a parent to change the way you live and the way they live. I'm going to speak the truth. We always complaining about something that we can correct ourselves. When your kids go to school, they don't take showers, they're hungry, they done stayed up all night on that podcast, they don't pay attention in class. This is what the system is all about. You don't care about the kid report card. You don't care about your kid, where he goes. He come home anytime he feel like it. You are setting up a criminal. You are making this kid into a criminal. I can relate to a lot of stuff because of my background, but I can't live in my past. I might think of it, but I can't live in it. You can't change the past. And I'm going to say black, minority, brown, purple, or white. You better be ready. You must be prepared for what's coming up next. You better teach your kids in the way they should go. Most kids turn their back on their parents because the parents turn their back on them. I'm not going to blame. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. Train your kids at an early age. Your kids was given to you from God as a gift. He gave you that gift to protect those kids, love those kids, treat those kids with peace and kindness. Once he brought them kids in the world, you got to do your job. I formed them before you even knew yourself. This is God speaking to you. You are allowing your kids to turn into monsters or criminal because the way you're raising them. I'm going to share this with you, and I mean it from my heart. I don't know what it's about kids. They gravitate towards me. I don't need to work, but I love going out substituting the little kids, the one through fourth grade, one through fifth grade. And every time that I substitute, I establish a relationship. The kids, the first day, before I leave the class, hey, mister, are you coming back tomorrow? We had so much fun with you. Every school that I've been to, substitute, I only want to work with the little kids. And I want to share this with you, and I want you to challenge the kids. And you're going to find out first through 5. Challenge you from number 1 to 30 or 1 to 50. If I say 1, they better say 2. If I say 3, they better say 4. We start out with them real slow. And believe me, they thinking they beating you. And so now you start with the ABC. I say A, you say B. I say C, you say D. You're going to find out those kids want to challenge you in numbers and alphabets. When they that age, I'm telling you, I love it. Every time school that I go to, I only want to, these white kids, you must understand, they don't know nothing about me. I substitute. These little white kids come and talk to me. They show me a lot of love. They show me. All of them. I don't know what it's about me, but it's that you have to treat kids, give them what they want, but make sure it's beneficial to their future. You understand? I love little kids. I love them, especially when they're young, because they're curious. They want to know what's going on around them. I'm going to set up a program, and I want you to bring your kids. I guarantee you, your kids going to learn more from me than they do in the classroom. I'm going to teach them tricks on how to use their mind. So I'm saying that to say this. When you raising kids and in a diverse environment, you must teach them, no matter how you've been programmed to think, that we are all God's children. We don't need to fight against my brother. I don't need to kill my brother because he's black, he's white, he whatever, because I can't stand it. When we as a nation or a country, or however you want to put it, come together and live together and respect each other and talk and walk with each other, this is going to make America great again. But as long as we have disparity, economic inequality, things are going to get worse. I got mine, and I want you to help you get yours. Black minority people, educate your kids. Teach them how to become productive citizens. Every time I look up, killing, shootout, you name it, all states all over the world is minority peoples are killing each other up. at an alarming rate. They are going to jail at an alarming rate. They dropping out of school at an alarming rate. The crime rate is at an all-time high because of economic inequality, which increases crimes around the world. You can accept it or you can reject it. Because I'm here talking real talk about economic inequality in America. I'm saying to you, if you don't want to get put back to the 18th century where slavery was, it was a bonus. You watch and see your kids keep dropping out. Your kids getting beat up by the cop. Your wife and your kids being stopped, racial profiling. You name it, it's against black and brown people. If you think the white people are going to stand up for you, it's not going to work. Some will, some won't, but they got to follow the order. You protect your white race. The black race, if we can kill them all, treat them like we treat them, that's what we want to do. Trump administration, do you understand what you are doing to a minority race? Cutting out the financial aid, cutting out the education. If they don't agree with you, guess what? We're not getting financed. People, we are living in hard times. And I'm going to close this out by saying, God so loved the world, he sacrificed his only beloved son for our sin. And if we look at our life and why did God give us this gift of life, we begin to think different. We are human beings. We deserve to be treated better than we are being treated today and the past. Again, my brothers and sisters, whether you're white, it doesn't mean, it don't make any difference to me. If you believe in God, stop hiding behind the devil. If you say that you go to church every Sunday, you get down on your knees and you pray, but you still have evilness in your heart, you must understand you are worse off. You can camouflage yourself, pretend to be a child of God, but you are a wolf. You dressed up like a sheep just to deceive people. President Trump is a wolf. He dressed up like a sheep to get what he wanted. Now he got what he wanted. Now he's telling you, I am a wolf. I'm going to destroy, kill anybody is not like me. Let's learn to pray together, believe in God, and stick together. I felt that I needed to talk about the economic inequality and limited opportunity over policies and racial profiling, over sentencing disparities. You know, they're going to, when they incarcerate black people, they are pretty much going to give them much more lengthy sentence than a white person. That's just the way the system works. And we talk about communities and neighborhood condition. Look how we're living under these conditions. We're talking about historical and systematic factors. You must understand, these are things that is stacked against the American people. We're talking about limited access to resources, desperation and survival oriented crimes. We talk about social frustration and violence. Why? We talk about lack of economic mobility. Why? And we're talking about influences on organization crime. Okay, we understand all of that. But one thing that I want you to please understand, colonialism and slavery have done a lot of damage to the minority peoples, and it continues to do damage. I mean that when I say that. Segregation and discrimination laws. A lot of laws are wrote because you're black and it stands against you. They know how you're going to act. So they write these laws. So anything that you do in according with the law, you're going to be fined. You're going to be taken to jail. You're going to develop a record. This is the way the system is set up to get your money. This is why you raise your profile. If they stop you, they're going to charge you and take your money. He stopped. He was all the charges. People, you got to understand, you need to wake up. This is the kind of world that we living in. It's no longer right. It's about wrong if you want to survive in this world. Unequal education access. We talked about that. And we also talk about the labor market discrimination. Look where the job market is going to. Black family, minority family, brown family. You better stop going against each other because of the white man. You better stand up for your freedom. The president is trying to take all your rights away from you. You are allowing it. Are you going to protect our race, or are you going to continue to kill our race because of uneducated, limited access? Things don't just happen. They happen just. Understand, the war is just began. Are you ready? Are you armed to fight this war with this President Trump is starting? Don't be surprised. There won't be martial laws in the United States under the direction of President Trump. He's going to put our military. If things don't go his way, he's going to put his military to take care of this dirty work. And we are allowing this to happen. God so loved the world. He loves you. He loves us all. If you want to make America great again, stop believing in this con artist and live for America. I'm going to close out by saying this prayer. Heavenly Father, I just want to say thank you that you allowed me and all my brothers and sisters to wake up this morning. We thank you that you protected us, family and our relatives, children, friends. We thank you for who you are. We thank you for being the creators of the heaven and the earth. We thank you that you sacrificed that only one son for all the things that we've done. We thank you for our physiological and our psychological needs. We thank you for the food, the water, the clothes, and the shelter. We thank you providing us with loved ones, friends. Father, you're an awesome God, and we want to thank you. I want to thank you for my life, all the things that I've been through, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. I have survived the odds. It's only because of you. I'm asking you to touch all my brothers and sisters. Teach them how to love each other. Teach them out of all the 10 commandments, what is the most two important thing? Love thy God with all thy heart, mind, body, and soul. And to be able to love your neighbor as well as yourself. So understand, you can't love God and hate your neighbor. So stop fooling yourself. Say your prayers every night. Ask God for strength. Ask God for protection. Ask God to destroy that reprobated mind that you have. I'm going to say to you, and I'm going to give all my praise, all my honor this morning to all my brothers and sisters. In Jesus' name, amen.